My sister used my adoption against me for years, so I made our parents wish they'd picked me twice. I was adopted when I was 4, and my parents had my sister Maya 2 years later. Growing up, they always made sure I knew I was loved and chosen, but Maya had different ideas about what being the biological child meant. Whenever we fought, Maya would use the adoption as a weapon. At least mom and dad actually wanted me, or you're not even their real daughter. It stung every time, but my parents would just say, siblings argue, and change the subject. The breaking point came at my college graduation party. I'd just finished my degree with honors and gotten accepted to graduate school. Everyone was celebrating when Maya, who was still in high school, couldn't handle not being the focus. In front of all my friends and relatives, she announced, "It's hilarious how hard adopted kids work to prove they deserve to stay. Like, we get it. Your grateful mom and dad saved you from whatever situation you came from." The entire backyard went quiet. My grandmother looked shocked, but Maya wasn't finished. "At least when I succeed, it's because of real family genetics, not just desperation to prove I'm worth keeping." That's when something clicked in my head. Instead of crying or arguing, I just smiled and said, "You know what, Maya? You're absolutely right. I should appreciate everything more." Then I started my plan. Maya had always been the easy child, while I was supposedly the difficult one. But what my parents didn't realize was that I'd been covering for Maya's problems for years to keep family peace. The drinking. I'd been helping her sneak back into the house and hiding the evidence. The bad grades. I'd been doing her homework. The good girl reputation. I'd been her alibi for everything. So I stopped covering for her completely. The next weekend, when Maya came home drunk at 3 a.m., I didn't help her climb through the window quietly. I let her stumble through the front door and wake up our parents with her loud entrance. When she begged me to write her history paper, I said no. She failed and had to retake the class. When she asked me to lie about where she was going Friday night, I told our parents she was sneaking out to parties with older guys. But the real revelation was her college preparation. Maya had been planning to apply to competitive schools, coasting on her perfect daughter image. What she didn't know was that I'd been building that image for her. I'd been volunteering at the homeless shelter under her name for community service credit. I'd been tutoring elementary kids and listing it as her activity. I'd even been ghostwriting her essays for English class that teachers referenced in recommendation letters. When application season arrived, Maya had nothing authentic to show. No real volunteer work, no genuine accomplishments, no personal voice in her writing. Meanwhile, I'd been building my own separate record of achievements that were completely mine. The guidance counselor was confused when Maya's college applications didn't match her school reputation. Teachers couldn't write meaningful recommendation letters because they realized they didn't actually know the real Maya. Maya got rejected from every university except our local community college. When my parents saw Maya's grades drop, her behavior spiral, and her prospects disappear, they started questioning everything. What happened to our responsible daughter? How did we miss these problems? That's when I finally explained everything. How I'd been protecting Maya's reputation for years while she was cruel about my adoption. How their perfect biological daughter was actually me cleaning up after their biological child. My mom was heartbroken. My dad was angry, not at me, but at Maya for the adoption comments and themselves for being blind to the situation. Maya tried denying everything, but the evidence was undeniable. Her real grades, her real behavior, her real character, it was all visible once I stopped hiding it. Maya is now working retail while taking community college classes. Meanwhile, I'm thriving in graduate school with parents who finally see which daughter was actually worth choosing.